How we doing, everyone? Welcome back. Premier League predictions game week 11. It is 44-41 to the guests at the minute, so still just behind. And yeah, it's week 11. Villa Newcastle is being postponed due to the Newcastle team being infected with COVID and them having to isolate. So there's only 9 games this week, but we'll rattle through those anyway. But yeah, our guest this week is actually not a singular person, but all of my Instagram followers. This week I put on my Instagram all the games and basically asked people to vote for who they thought would win and also put their score prediction. So I've accumulated all those and I've got your results as a group. So yeah, looking forward to going against them. But cheers anyway for everyone that got involved. And yeah, let's get into it. We start on Saturday, Burnley Everton. Last week Burnley obviously got humbled by a very strong Man City side. Would I worry about that? Not really. City are a good team. Burnley have always had bad history against Man City, so I wouldn't worry about that at all. And Everton, yeah, their struggles continue. They looked really poor last week against Leeds. Another loss. I think they've only won 1 in their last 5. And although Burnley are struggling in 19th, I think these are the sort of games why Burnley have done so well in the Premier League in previous years. Being at home at Turf Moor, the kind of tricky games like Everton, this is where they pick up their 1 and their 3 points usually. So, although they've struggled, I think this is a good time to play Everton, and I'm actually going to give them the benefit of doubt and say they're going to take something from this game. Wouldn't even be surprised if they win this game. But I'm going to go for a cagey 2 struggling teams at the minute. I'm going to say 1-1. And you guys have predicted it to be Everton 2, Burnley 1, so an away win for Everton. The next game on Saturday is Manchester City against Fulham. Firstly, before I do my predictions, I just want to say Scott Parker and Fulham, absolutely fair play for last week. I remember what it was like with Villa last year. Everywhere you go, every game you play on a weekend, no one gives you a chance. I can even say it myself, I didn't give Fulham any chance last week against Leicester, and they were superb. Really solid at the back, looked good on the counter, put their chances away, and they got a really good 3 points. Yes, Leicester were poor, but absolutely fair play to what Scott Parker did last week. Hopefully some form can continue this week. I don't see it happening against Man City, but you never know. And yeah, going on to City, obviously you just mentioned they blew away Burnley last week. They've qualified for the Champions League, but then again they're also 11th in the Premier League. I know they've got a game in hand, but if they want to start being where they should be at the top of the league, they've got to start winning games, and especially like this. And I think this will be a comfortable win. Don't really know what else to say. I'm going to say Manchester City 4, Fulham 0. And from the Instagram followers, they have also predicted Manchester City 4, Fulham 0. Then we got West Ham against Manchester United. Obviously last week West Ham did Villa. How they beat us, I have absolutely no idea. We missed a penalty. Trezeguet missed a sitter. VAR obviously screwed us over once again with that not giving penalty in the last minute. But yeah, I was really, really disappointed with West Ham. How we didn't get anything, I have no idea. West Ham were really poor, actually. For a team that have played well this season, I was really underwhelmed by their performance. So yeah. Man United, obviously, tough one in the week against PSG, losing. And obviously got their late last winner against Southampton last week. So a bit of mixed form in those last 2 games, but I think United are a good team. They've got to start climbing. They're in 9th, West Ham are 5th. It's a big game. But just given the way West Ham played last week and Antonio going off at half-time and him probably not playing this week, I'm going to give Man United the 3 points this week, and I think it'll be quite comfortable. I just wasn't impressed with West Ham at all. Maybe they turn it around. Maybe they surprise me, but I'm going to say West Ham United 0, Man United 2. You've also gone for a United win, but you've said it's going to be 2-1, so a little bit closer. We got Chelsea versus Leeds. Firstly, I'm just going to say your prediction. You've predicted 3-1 Chelsea. Sorry to the Leeds fans that voted. They just outdid you, unfortunately. But yeah, Chelsea are doing extremely well under Lampard. They're obviously 3rd in the league. Champions League qualification, Giroud absolutely tore apart in the Champions League during the week. And yeah, but also Leeds got a really good win last week against Everton. They were kind of floating in that mid-lower table. And needed a win to kind of just get that momentum back into Bielsa's play. And that's what they did. It was scrappy. It was a 1-0 win. And they did the job. Do I think they can do it against Chelsea away from home? Unfortunately, I don't. I think Chelsea are a really good side. Top to bottom, really impressive. Leeds, obviously, a very good team. Still think they're probably the best team to watch as a whole. But like I've said it from the start, I've said it forever. Patrick Bamford has got to take these chances, because with the likes of Calvin Phillips, Rodrigo, Rafinha, Jack Harrison providing these chances for him, he's getting chances. He's got to put these away. And if he's the number 9, that's your main man who's going to score goals. Does he start this week instead of Rodrigo? I don't know. That's possibility of a change there for Bielsa. But I'm going to say Chelsea 2, Leeds 1. Then the last game we move on to... Oh, sorry, the last game? Then the first game we move on to on Sunday is West Brom against Crystal Palace. Probably not one for a load of goals and a load of entertainment, but nonetheless, a very, very important game near the bottom of the table. West Brom obviously got a really, really good 1-0 win against Sheffield United last week, and I thought were fully deserved of it. A huge boost for them and Slaven Bilic. And yeah, they'll look to try and build some momentum off that result. Crystal Palace obviously got shocked a little bit late against Newcastle with those 2 late ones from Joel Linton and Callum Wilson. Didn't create a lot again. Without Zaha, they look a bit lacklustre going forward. And yeah, I don't see there being a lot of goals here, and that's why I've actually gone for a 0-0 draw. You guys similarly have also gone for a draw, but you've given a little bit of hope that there will be a couple of goals in this game. So you've said West Brom 1, Crystal Palace 1. Then we move on to Sheffield United against Leicester City. Bottom of the league against 4th of the league. However, Leicester City do not look like the 4th best team in the Premier League currently. They've been really poor. They just lost last night in Ukraine, I believe it was, against a team I'm probably not even going to try and pronounce. And they looked really poor last week against Fulham. Yes, Fulham played really well, like I've said, but they were atrocious. Really poor. I predicted they were going to blow Fulham away, a bit of a Vardy masterclass, but yeah, just didn't get him any ball. Nothing in the midfield defensively, looked sloppy. Fofana, who I've been full of praise, was poor. Yeah, I didn't. That was not a Leicester City performance. And Sheffield United again are struggling, 1 point now going into game week 11. Something's got to change. Again, like I said previously with another game, this is a good time to play Leicester City. Not playing well, and yeah, maybe it's a time to take a chance and pick up 3 points here. Going to be tough for Sheffield United, but I think they'll get something. A point against a top 4 team, no matter how bad they're playing, is always important to build some momentum. And I think they'll do it. I don't know who's going to score, because I still look at that lineup and don't think there's a lot of goals there. So January, obviously, is going to be a big month for them trying to pick someone up in the number 9 role. But maybe a David McGoldrick, one of very few goals in the Premier League to rescue a point for Sheffield United. So I've actually gone for Sheffield United 1, Leicester City 1. You guys have gone for a 2-0 win to Leicester City, so you think it'll be a bit more comfortable, but we'll see what goes on. Then, the second game on Sunday, we have the North London derby. This is a really exciting one. Spurs, top of the league. Arsenal, definitely not top of the league. Arsenal in 14th. Yeah, struggling, really struggling. A lot of people kind of losing hope in Arteta. I think that's very early to be saying that. I still think he's the man for the job. I just fortunately don't think the players are good enough on the pitch currently. It's obviously showing now that Aubameyang was paper-overing a load of cracks last year by the amount of goals he was scoring, where there's some deep-rooted issues within Arsenal and that 11. Obviously, people keep saying on social media, where's Mesut Ozil? I think there's probably some issues deep in the club why he's not playing. I don't think it's as simple as fans probably see it. So that's an issue that Arsenal are having to deal with. But yeah, an interesting one. Obviously, Spurs dropped points in Europe on Thursday, but wouldn't worry about that. They rested a lot of players. And Arsenal got a really good win. Comfortable win at home. So yeah, going to be an interesting one. North London derbies are always different games. Form kind of goes out the window in these sorts of games. I have heard news that Harry Kane is potential to not play on the Sunday, which would be a big miss for Spurs because he loves a goal in this game, and obviously he is their main man at number 9. It's tough because Spurs have been so good and Arsenal have been so poor, but it's a North London derby. But I'm going to stick with form. I'm going to stick with Spurs. Mourinho masterclass. I think it will be 2-0 to Spurs. But honestly, anything could happen. Watch Aubameyang turn it on for Spurs and put 3 past them. But I'm going to back Spurs. I'm going to say 2-0 Spurs. You guys have also gone with a Spurs win. Instagram has said Spurs 2, Arsenal 1. So we're both back in top of the league, but we'll see what happens. Then Sunday evening at 7:15, we've got Liverpool against Wolves. Liverpool second, obviously full of injuries. An interesting one. Obviously, they had a bit of VAR drama in their game last week against Brighton. Got a point away from home. I mean, not a terrible result, but if you're Liverpool, you want to be trying to win every game. Injuries continue to be an issue. Defensively, they look a bit more solid. But Jota again looks threatening going forward. Mo Salah, Mane, Firmino, they've got their options going forward. So I think that's a big threat and a big worry for Wolves. Wolves again continue to be disappointing, I guess. I know they got the win last week against Arsenal, but again didn't show me a whole lot. They're a really good football team at the minute. Prayers up to Raul Jimenez, all the best to him, but that's a really, really big miss for them. Their main goal scorer, especially down the middle, and probably maybe something that they were hoping to exploit Liverpool's weakness in terms of their defensive injuries in that position. I think Liverpool will win this game. I don't know why, but I've just got a feeling it's going to be close, but not a lot of goals. Watch Mo Salah put in 4 now, but I'm actually going to say Liverpool 1, Wolves 0. And the general consensus from the Instagram Instagram followers was that it was going to be Liverpool 2, Wolves 1. So same score, same result, but different scoreline from you guys. And to wrap up the weekend, we have Brighton against Southampton. Brighton, obviously, like we've just mentioned, got the point last week against Liverpool. I said it at the start of the season. I think they're actually quite a good team, quality going forward. I really like Mawape and Welbeck as a double-ended strike force, and I think that will really work well for Graham Potter's men. Southampton, they're in 6th. They're doing well. They're playing good football. Ralph Hasenhuttl has got his men together, and they're getting the results. They're scraping them out. Obviously, last week was a bit of a killer blow, dropping the late one to Cavani's winner against United. But Southampton are a good side. I think they'll bounce back and get something this week. Do I think it'll be the 3 points? No, I think Brighton is a tough place to go. A bit of a sticky one on a Monday night. Maybe a bit of rain around. A scrappy 1-1 draw is what I've gone for. So that's my last prediction, 1-1. You guys have finished the week with Brighton 1, Southampton 2. You've gone with the Saints. You've gone with Ralph Hasenhutl's men. But anyway, cheers for all of you guys who voted on my Instagram poll and got your scorelines in. Hopefully you guys have had stinkers and I can reduce the gap and maybe even take over the guest scoreline. But it's 44-41. I hope you guys enjoy the Premier League this weekend. I most certainly will, because Villa aren't playing, so I won't have to rant on Twitter about VAR about 10 times. All the best. Enjoy your advent calendars, and I'll see you all soon.